Hello, this is Eli James. Welcome to a video, actually the first video of heads-up training. Here I start with 6-8. I call off the raise in the big blind. I decided to check call here. He's going to be bluffing a lot. No sense in raising out bluffs and raising into hands that are going to be beating us. We pick up the straight draw on the turn. Still want to call here. We have a lot of equity against hands that even beat us, and we have a lot of chopping outs too if that's the case. King is pretty much a blank, I would think, unless he's betting with ace high, ace king, or king queen. Luckily that wasn't the case. Ace on the button, definitely want to raise that. Here we flop top pair. Heads up top pair is going to be a really strong hand. So we're definitely going to c-bet this as we would our bluffs in our marginal hands. He folds, and we win the pot. I believe I decided to 3-bet, which is a re-raise. I decided to 3-bet to make my presence known, that I'm not going to be someone who's just calling off a lot of bets. He decides to shove, so I guess it's pretty apparent that either he was onto that or had a strong hand. We pick up pocket tens, and so we're definitely going to raise this with the intention of calling off an all-in. Ace is kind of a scare card, but not necessarily. I think I decided to call here because he's going to be betting a lot of his marginal hands and a lot of his bluffs to try and get a feeler for what we're doing. So which is why I also checked on the turn, because I know that that's pretty much his game plan. When he's leading out, it's usually a feeler bet. I decided to bet really large on this turn, almost the size of the pot, to pick up the calls from hands like king 8, hands like king 6 that might have rivered a pair. I wanted to make that look really bluffy. I decided to call here. I didn't 3-bet. I usually would 3-bet with king 10, but most of the time I would 3-bet, but in this instance I decided not to. He doesn't seem to be someone who gets out of line too often without at least a decent hand, so I decided to fold there on the turn. Here 3-5. I like to raise almost every single button because it balances your ranges for when you have huge hands, so they're more likely to 3-bet you when you have a big hand if you're going to be raising the button with a lot of weak hands. Here he goes all in to the c-bet, and so I just fold. No reason to call there. And he raises. He hasn't been raising too often, so I just folded the queen 4 there. No reason to get out of line. Here pocket aces, great hand, so we just go ahead and raise. He checks, and so we're gonna be betting with the intention of calling off all ins. The board is just incredibly wet. He's gonna have a lot of heart draws. He's gonna have straight draws, and he's gonna have hands like ace 9, king 9, queen 9, jack 9, 10 9. He's gonna have a lot of hands that have decent equity. So I re-raise, and he goes all in, ends up with the top pair. Run the cards out, and we don't get sucked out on. So I wanted to make a longer match, but that was all I had. He got knocked out before I had a lot of hands played in.